Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Farmington's diverging Diamond Interchange will be open on Wednesday. 2 local colleges are dealing with funding issues, and 7,350 homes and businesses have signed up for the City of Farmington's Code Red Alerts. All of these stories, and will the triple-digit high temperatures be back this week?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Fred Dawkins, and here are the top stories we're working on for you at this hour. The diverging Diamond Interchange at Highway 67 and Route 21 in Farmington will be in operation starting Wednesday morning. However, to prepare for the interchange conversion, Missouri Department of Transportation resident engineer Jason Williams told 18 Eyewitness News that they will close the Route 221 bridge Tuesday evening at 7.
The reason we're closing the bridge is that that evening, overnight, we're going to activate the new signals, install the permanent pavement markings which guide motorists through the interchange, and that is something that cannot be done under traffic. It just couldn't work. We'd have to stop traffic for really long, extended period of times to do that. So the safest thing to do for everybody is to just close the bridge.
When the bridge reopens Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, the diverging Diamond Interchange will be in operation. Williams says the bridge is being closed due to safety concerns.
We definitely don't want to have any backups on these ramps that back up onto Highway 67. Then you have traffic traveling at a high rate of speed on 67 and then traffic obviously stopped on the ramps. That's a dangerous combination. So we just feel like for that short duration, it's a fairly short duration in the grand scheme of things, to close that down and get that work done. And doing it in the overnight hours, we hope it causes minimal impact to motorists.
Now, the contractor still has a number of tasks to finish before completing the DDI in early October. If you'd like to view the suggested detour routes during the bridge closure, just click on this story on our websites, KDKZ18.com and Froggy96online.com. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at our first forecast. Dustin?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. It's been a warm day here in southeast Missouri. We finally saw some sun peek out, and we're on the warm side as we speak. Currently here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are in the 80s, 85 in Festus and St. Genevieve, 86 right now in Ellington, Piedmont 86, and 86 right now in Poplar Bluff. Going through the evening hours, partly sunny skies at 7 p.m., 83 degrees, down to 79 and clear skies by 9. And by midnight, we'll see a clear sky with temperature around 75. I'll give you more details on your forecast coming up later in weather.
Almost 7,350 homes and businesses have signed up for the City of Farmington's Code Red Alerts. However, folks can also sign up for the Code Red Weather Alerts as well. Emergency Management Director Dan Duncan tells 18 Eyewitness News the alerts let folks know when stormy weather is on its way to Farmington.
The National Weather Service, how they issue tornado warnings, thunderstorm warnings, there's a polygon that they think that the affected area is. If that affected area is over the city of Farmington, those residents will be called as far as if they're in the direct path of the storm.
Duncan says the city has a different policy for when it sounds its weather sirens.
Our policy as it is now with the city, we sound our sirens anytime St. Francis County is under a tornado warning. And it's not necessarily to say that, hey, something's coming this way, but it's information that something's going on. Tune to your local weather and see what's happening. So
Duncan says the city has a different policy for when it sounds its weather sirens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can sign up for Code Red Weather Alerts too by going to the city's website, farmington-mo.gov. Well, there's just 1 week remaining in Mineral Area College Foundation's Simmons Match campaign. During this fundraiser, Dr. Gail Simmons, a current foundation board member and one-time dean at MAC, has pledged to match every $90 donation with $90 himself. Development Director Julia Dill tells 18 Eyewitness News that when those dollars are added to the State Enhancement Grant Fund, that one donation grows unexpectedly.
The match will double the value of a gift, and then we also have our enhancement grant state match that is matching the gifts to our campaign. So in the end, a $90 gift is actually worth $720.
Julia says they can show online how your $90 donation will benefit MAC.
We put a graph up on our website, mineralarea.edu, so folks can see, kind of find their gift on the chart and then look it up and see how much it's worth. How much equipment will it purchase for our classrooms at MAC to help the students. So it's a great campaign, and it's ending on September 9th.
Julia says they're hoping to raise $10,000 throughout the campaign, which will in turn become $65,000 with the state match. Now, the $90 amount commemorates MAC's founding as Flat River Junior College back in 1922. Well, over the last few years, Three Rivers College in Poplar Bluff, like all higher educational institutions in Missouri, has absorbed significant cuts in their state dollars. Now, that's created a unique problem because as their state funding has dried up, their enrollment has expanded dramatically. President Dr. Devin Stevenson tells 18 Eyewitness News the administration has had to address this problem with a different mindset.
So we've approached the college as a business model and looked at how we strategically plan to respond to these cuts. And it is by looking at additional possibilities and opportunities in light of the challenges. So, we see a glass half full and not half empty.
Dr. Stevenson tells us that colleges need a new business model with new ways to deliver higher education.
Dependency on state funds is going to be the single biggest vice for higher education. And those institutions that can deliver it smartly, that can deliver it lean with a lean perspective, and do it in quality are going to be the ones that win.
Dr. Stevenson adds if the current trend continues, there will be no state appropriations for higher education by 2036. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, we'll learn why Fredericktown needs to add a second water disinfecting system by 2014. That story is coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day and 6 months same as cash financing. No hassle leasing and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customer. In Doniphan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance.
Sing a song about the Heartland. Sing a song about my life.
Oh, the blood of Jesus washes. Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Well, as we reported last week on 18 Eyewitness News, the city of Fredericktown is moving ahead with improvements to its water plant. The first phase, which must be completed by November 2013, is installing a new mixed oxidant system to disinfect the water, replacing their current chlorine system. Utility Manager Stan Gilliam tells 18 Eyewitness News another disinfecting system has to be added by the following year.
The second phase of this will be the UV disinfection system, which is also required, which must be online by November of 2014.
Gilliam expects the city to look for a contractor to handle the second phase.
And at that point, because of the scope of the project and there's additional buildings have got to be built, etc., the city will probably put that out for bid to a general contractor.
Fredericktown is required to add the new systems to meet new water purity standards by the Missouri Department of Natural Resources and the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Well, if you've ever wanted to get an inside look at how the Missouri State Highway Patrol works, Troop E in Poplar Bluff is giving you the opportunity through the Community Alliance program. Trooper Clark Parrott tells 18 Eyewitness News about the overview.
Community Alliance program is basically this is who we are, what we do, and why we do it. And it's a limited class size of 20 individuals, and it's a 6-week program put on here at Troop Headquarters free of charge to the public.
Trooper Parrott says each of the 6 weeks will focus on a different aspect of the patrol's work, such as firearms.
Another week, we're going to simulate traffic stops here on the parking lot at Troop Headquarters and let people be a trooper for a night. We're going to show them how we do a crash scene investigation or a crime scene investigation. We're going to have people in here doing demonstrating a polygraph, and we're going to kick it off on September 18th with I'm going to have a helicopter here. SWAT team is going to be here with all their toys, and just let people really see what we do and why we do it.
Now, while the program is free, you do have to apply and be accepted to participate. The deadline for application is Friday. For more information, contact Trooper Parrott at 840-9500, extension 3532. Two St. Francis County men are no longer facing murder charges in connection with an overdose death in April. 23-year-old Joshua Horton and 27-year-old Larry Stotler Jr. are now facing a charge of distribution of a controlled substance in the death of Sean Bunch of Park Hills. Charges of second-degree murder and distribution of a controlled substance still stand against 23-year-old Michael Sternert of Park Hills and 36-year-old Vernon Logan Jr. of Deloge. Sternert is scheduled to be arraigned in circuit court on Friday, while Logan's arraignment is set for October 3rd. A Poplar Bluff man will face arraignment this week on a charge of tampering with a judicial officer. 25-year-old Joseph Osborne is accused of posting messages threatening extreme violence against a probation officer on the website Topics. The Poplar Bluff Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division received information about the message late last week. Osborne was arrested Friday and taken to the Butler County Jail. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, what happens when the heart-stopping action on the field actually stops hearts in the stands? We'll show you some high-tech medical teams who are there to help. That's next in today's Your Health.
Holiday weekend is just about over, and we're going to see a warm-up for southeast Missouri, but some cooler weather is on the way for southeast Missouri as well. Have all the details coming up next in weather.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. We're starting to wrap things up with Labor Day. If you haven't had a barbecue yet and getting ready to, the weather's not too bad out there. Let's take a look at our weather headlines for southeast Missouri. We're going to see warm air in place for the next few days, off and on moisture for this week, and I'll show you that in the 7-day outlook. And it looks like much cooler air moves in towards the end of the week. Here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are in the 80s. mid-80s, that is. 85 right now in Festus and St. Genevieve. Cape Girardeau a little cooler at 83, 86 in Poplar Bluff and Piedmont, and 87 right now in Van Buren. Here at the studio, we have sunshine, plenty of it. Feels like 90 out there with current temperature of 85, current dew point 71 with 63% humidity and north wind at 6 miles per hour. Going through the day tomorrow, we do have some chances of showers and thunderstorms starting to build into southeast Missouri. I'll show you that in just a second. But for tonight, we will see clear skies for the most part. 70 degrees for your overnight low, light to variable winds. 66 in Festus, 67 in Potosi, as well as in Ironton, Piedmont 68, 65 in Van Buren, and 69 in Poplar Bluff. Then tomorrow, we'll see those isolated showers and thunderstorms mostly in the afternoon and in the evening hours. Low of 92, light to variable winds, 94 in Festus as well as in Ironton, Van Buren 95, and 94 in Poplar Bluff. The next several days are looking like this here in southeast Missouri. Clearing out for Wednesday and Thursday, temperature of 92 on Wednesday, a little bit cooler on Thursday at 86. Then we got some isolated thunderstorms moving into the forecast for Friday, 78 degrees, down to 72 on Saturday. It's going to be a nice day temperature-wise. However, we're going to see some showers in the forecast. Then back to sunshine for Sunday, partly sunny, 76, and then 82 on Monday with plenty of sunshine. Look at our weekend forecast. Once again, we'll see those showers in the area. 72 degrees on Saturday, low of 59. 76 on Sunday with partly sunny skies and a temperature around 55 degrees. That's check your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details located at KDKZ18.com. Just click on the weather tab. Fred, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Dustin. If you're cheering in the stands or watching on television, you know how a close game can really get your heart pounding. And for some fans, that can be a serious problem. Researchers who followed soccer fans in Europe found that the risk of a heart problem during a big game more than doubled. And the threat is just as real here at home. Because of that, some new high-tech medical teams in the U.S. are going on the offensive to keep you safe. Clark Powell explains how.
Long before the gates open and the crowds start pouring in, the teams are getting ready. But these aren't the teams you typically see on the field. Their efforts take place in the stands and around the stadium. And because they never know what kind of opponent they'll face, these teams of medics have to be prepared for anything.
We bring everything from the basics of a Band-Aid and an ACE bandage clear up to a $20,000 EKG monitor. And we have 12 of those at every game.
And for Laura Younger's sake, it's a good thing they do. Laura's back for a follow-up exam with her doctors today after suffering a heart attack at a football game. She owes her life to the fast-acting medics who use their high-tech gear to save her.
It was about 13 minutes that they intubated me on the scene and did CPR and shocked me, and I guess they finally must have gotten the heart restarted.
If Laura was going to have a heart attack, experts say it's good that it happened here. She was at a football game less than a mile away from the Ohio State University Medical Center, home to a new program designed to treat heart attack patients sooner. The program uses state-of-the-art equipment that can beam patient information from an ambulance right to the phone of a doctor on call.
IV is established.
Dr. Ernest Mazzaferri says the idea is to get cardiac teams in place within minutes so patients can go straight to a heart lab and bypass any delays.
If we can actually get a patient into the hospital within the first hour of symptom onset, we can have a dramatic improvement on how they're going to do long term.
Which is why doctors in here are working so closely now with medics out here. When it comes to heart attacks, time is muscle, and the best way to save both is teamwork. At Ohio State University Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Medics say they use high-tech EKG machines at least once every football game. But doctors at OSU aren't just looking out for fans. Ambulances, even hundreds of miles away, can activate the heart team whenever a patient needs it. Experts say this program could be a model for others around the country. Coming up in today's Your Life segment on 18 Eyewitness News, the first of a special two-part series, just in time for Labor Day, tips on teaching your kids to work. It's coming up on Focus on the Family.
Your Health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. where caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through, or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
It's Labor Day, and even though it's a day off for many, it's also a good time to think about what we teach our kids about work. In the first of a special two-part series, Dr. Bill Meyer introduces us to a family that's had to teach good work skills to their kids because they have a lot of kids.
Well, we start them really young.
Pick those up and put them in the toy box.
Between 2 and 3 is when they actually have something that, that they have to do.
Little Josiah has already learned some valuable house cleaning skills. And while some well-meaning parents think that childhood should be all about fun,
give me 5.
His parents know how vital it is that all the kids chip in and help.
Joe, kids!
That's because they have a house full of them.
Especially with 13 children, we make a lot of messes, and we can create a big junk heap if we don't know how to clean it up.
Okay, who wants to do little towels?
If children aren't at least exposed to work at a young age, they may fail to develop the diligence needed for successful living. By necessity, the Jubes have it down to a science. And as the old saying goes, many hands make light work.
So we'd say, everybody come unload the dishwasher. And then everybody would come and it'd be unloaded in a minute.
It's good for kids to understand that they are important to the family unit. The child that is allowed to just focus on themselves is a problem waiting to happen.
Along with enjoying a cleaner house, the Jubes say making sure that all the kids learn different jobs has plenty of other benefits.
I assign one helper a week to help me in the kitchen, and they help me with the cooking, plus they get to spend one-on-one time with me, and they really enjoy that time.
Giving them chores and giving them work to do is doing them the service, and they do become more confident people, so that when they do get unleashed into the world, they do a good job at whatever they do.
In our final segment of this series, we'll get down to the nitty-gritty of teaching kids to work and how to avoid some of the common mistakes that parents make. I'm Dr. Bill Meyer for Focus on the Family.
For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, go to our website, kdkz18.com, and click Focus on the Family under the Lifestyles tab. If you believe the ads, name brand batteries will outlast generics, and the more they cost, the better they are. But is it true? Money reporter Stacy Johnson puts them to the test.
Generics are a proven way to save 20 to 50% on many of the things we buy, from groceries to medicine.
But does that also apply to batteries? You can pay big bucks for name brand batteries that say they're going to outlast cheaper versions, but is it true?
According to Rhett Elaine, physics professor from Southeastern Louisiana University, you get exactly what you pay for.
If you buy the cheaper batteries, you're paying a little bit now and then you'll pay a little bit later. So it's thinking more short term. If you buy the more expensive batteries, you pay more up front, but they last longer. In the end, there's not that big of a difference. It's the same amount of energy per price.
In other words, as our time-lapse experiment shows, dollar store non-alkaline batteries don't last as long as alkalines, but they also cost a lot less. The power for the penny is the same.
Now our next question was, is a name brand alkaline battery better than a generic alkaline battery? Website Deal News did some research on this, and they had the answer.
Our exclusive test results gathered by the Worcester Polytechnic Institute show that in terms of power over time, there is no discernible difference between expensive name brand batteries and cheaper generic ones.
So there you have it. Dollar store non-alkalines don't last as long as alkalines, but Their lower price tag means they're just as good. And among alkaline batteries, generics are as good as name brands. So paying for the name is not a bright idea. Want more electrifying information? Just go to MoneyTalksNews.com and do a search for batteries. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
And as Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com. Click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu.
And coming up in sports, Farmington wins its home opener and Fredericktown stays unbeaten in high school football action. The Clearwater Tigers are back on the road Tuesday, and Mizzou warms up for their SEC opener by crushing Southeast Louisiana.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-7095. This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News.
The Farmington Black Knights won their home opener handily on Friday evening, beating Trinity Catholic 45-8. The Fredericktown Black Cats stayed unbeaten this season, crushing the Hillsboro Hawks 42-14. Park Hill Central whipped North County 42-6, and St. Genevieve Dragons defeated Valley Catholic 33-14, and the Potosi Trojans invaded Pacific and won 13-6. After 3 road games last week, Clearwater starts this week on the road as well. On Tuesday, the Tigers play a little fall baseball with Southern Reynolds. You can hear that game on our sister station, Kicking Country 105 in Piedmont. Propelled by 4 touchdowns in the first 8 minutes of the game, Mizzou swamped southeastern Louisiana 62-10 before a crowd of more than 62,000. Now the Tigers can focus on Georgia with the 6th-ranked Bulldogs bound for Columbia for Mizzou's first SEC conference game on Saturday. The contest will be the first league game Mizzou has played outside the Big 12 and its predecessors in more than a century. And that's Today in Sports. Fred and Dustin, back to you.
And that does it for 18 Eyewitness News. Let's take another look at our forecast for the next